Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to a Division 2 video. You thought it was over this week with the information? Hell nah. We have our PTS that will go live today for Year 7 Season 1. And there are a lot of throwbacks in this and insane additions. This comes out at the same time as the Brooklyn DLC. Man, this is going to be such a great season. I cannot wait. And to test it out on the PTS as well, that you can pre-road right now and will go live or is probably already live when this video goes live. Too much live in one sentence. Let's jump over to the patch notes. I'm not gonna read through everything. I'm gonna selectively read a few things. I'll of course leave the patch notes in the description, but I'm gonna focus on a few things that you need to know. There are a bunch of things in this patch notes, and of course the PTS that starts today that are very interesting. Starting with all the information, of course, we have the start dates. Friday today, 25th of April at 1 p.m. CEST or 7 a.m. EDT or 4 a.m. PDT, and then it ends the same time on Monday the 28th of April. And then of course we have the modifiers. This season global modifier is hardcore, bringing the new build focus bonuses for yourself and your allies that grow based on your gear course, and increase even further upon defeating enemies marked with a hostile countermeasure. We have a few extra things that we will get. We get firearms, we will get stamina, and we get electronics. Kinda sounds like Div 1, not gonna lie to you, and all of these have their own buffs and grants. Like I said, I'm not gonna read through everything. You can look at it for yourself. But for now, I'm just gonna skip over all the active modifiers and all of that. You can read through that on your own time, but I just want to jump over to all of the new additions within the game, as there are a few that are hella interesting. And there we are, gear, weapons, and talents. The new exotic weapon, the Pakhan, is back, baby. Exotic RPK is back with the talent Pakhan itself. Each kill with this weapon grants a stack of 50% magazine size to the next magazine, up to 4 stacks, so up to 200%. And this will be around 60 bullets in the mag if I'm not mistaken, something like that, because the base magazine is 40 and we're getting 20 extra rounds. So that's, if you have the 200%, 240, right? 240 bullets that you get out of this gun. It's again not a damage talent, but indirectly it is a damage talent. Because if you have so many bullets with that exotic RPK, you have a lot of sustainable damage. Then of course the mods, 5% weapon damage, 20% rounds, and twice the critical hit chance. That's nice, especially because it's an RPK, so it's an LMG. We need that crit chance. Then we have the new exotic gear, nimble holster, exotic holster, bob and weave. Receive 5% repairs for every 1 meter run in cover to cover. Damage taken while doing cover to cover is healed over 10 seconds, but it's all about the Thinkerer, chat. Look at this. The talent abridged or alpha bridged, like we had in Division 1, if your primary and your secondary weapon are not exotic or named and of the same weapon type, the secondary weapon talent will also be applied to the primary weapon. And this is huge. We're gonna test it out instantly on the PTS when we go live. Of course, we built on the PTS today, and there is another development stream. What I've heard, it's gonna be around 3 p.m. CEST, so 2 hours after the PTS starts. But it could be wrong information because I can't really find anywhere what time they're going to start. But a community member told me that in the official Division Discord, they talked about 3 p.m. So keep your eyes open, but we will co-stream that as well. And of course, have those drops for your booty. But man, this mask is gonna be very interesting. testing a few things out. We can probably not double the talent if you go for double the killer, for example, giving you 140% critical hit damage when you take somebody out. That will probably not work, and then the question will be, of course, are you gonna support the other talent? So when one talent, for example killer, deactivates, that you still have a damage talent that is working on your weapon? Or are you just thinking about other combinations? I'm already thinking about flatline with a combination. Of course, that's gonna be very interesting with determined in a combination. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Determined, and then, for example, killer on there or whatever, bro. It's gonna be a wild, wild mask. And this is definitely the first thing I'm gonna test out. I cannot wait. Then we're gonna over to the new gear. Imminence. One piece gives you 5% weapon damage. 2 pieces equipped will give you 100% increased threat. 3 pieces will give you 60% pistol damage. We have the Capum named backpack that comes with perfect leadership. And then we have the named cloak knee pads that come with a perfect attribute of plus 50% reduce threat. Then we got Measured Assembly. This kinda sounds like Division 1 as well. 2 pieces, 15% skill haste. 3 pieces, 60% repair skills, and then we are calling in a huddle with the 4 piece. Receive plus 1 skill tier for each ally agent that is within the range of your hive. While at skill tier 6, having at least 1 ally agent in the range of your hive or smart cover for 4 seconds will grant overcharge for 15 and a cooldown of 40 seconds. So this is very, very interesting, especially because it also works with the smart cover. That is a very, very interesting one, as if we read a little bit further, mortars and enemy skills that enter the range of your hive or smart cover will be destroyed or diffused. Cooldown 30 seconds. The cooldown is 50% faster for each ally agent within the range of your hive. This doesn't say hive or smart cover, but we can destroy the skills also with the smart cover. We need to test that out if that both works, but this is very interesting. Because the smart cover we can shoot, right? The smart cover is kind of a sticky. So we can shoot that all the way in front of us. For example, I don't know if it's gonna work on the turrets in the incursion, for example. But if we can just destroy or defuse that, you can just run through the first part of the incursion. I don't think that the incursion will work. Will probably be a little bit different mortars. But what they're talking about here is, of course, with Brooklyn, we're getting those mortars and those fire turrets added to the control points. And I think that's what they mean with the enemy skills and or mortars. Enemy skills can of course be everything. The interesting thing is, will that also be drones? For example, around Razorback, will this work in the raids? Or we can finally get rid of all those annoying drones, as the chest talent gives you Hive Mind, decreases the overcharge cooldown from 40 to 25. And then you have the Smart Corporation Backpack, decreases Destroy Diffuse cooldown from 30 to 15. Man, this is gonna be a very, very interesting set as well. And then I wanna end it with the new named weapon and talent. That's gonna be Perfect Streamline. Receive 87% weapon damage when no skills are on cooldown. This is quite wild, I'm not gonna lie. And this is of course on the SOCOM MK16. We have then the Purist with the converted SMG9A2 that comes also with Perfect Streamline. And then we should have a normal Streamline, but it still says the perfect one. So we'll have to wait if we'll get the normal talent of this. And what will this be then? Probably like 67, something like that. Losing 20% weapon damage versus the perfect talent? I don't know, but we have to test this out because this is wild. When no skills are on cooldown, this happens more often than you think. And 87% is a lot. So, you know, I'm not asking for nerfs. I love to see this weapon damage. I love to feel powerful. But I am a little bit afraid that this might be a little bit too much of weapon damage. But again, we will see and we will change. And then for the last huge thing that they added in this season, air quote, finally, season journey objectives can now be progressed while playing co-op. G, massive. Finally, I would say in season 3 we can finally progress together. And this was the biggest downfall of the seasons in the last couple of seasons, in my opinion, as I love to play with the community, right? We're streaming, people jumping in, where do you need your help, what can we do for you? But 9 of the 10 times, everybody was just solo grinding their ass off to get to the tier 7 of the journey, to then start gaming with each other again. This stopped the enjoyment quite a lot, if you ask me. A lot of people were just, head down, grind my ass off solo, because we can't really do it with a group, or you're gonna hold each other back, right? And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments down below what you like about these new talents, and of course the new Alpha Bridge exotic mask. That's going to be my favorite exotic from now on. I cannot wait to play around with it. So don't forget, in a little bit than 3 hours, we will start the PTS. Probably already started when this video goes live, so come over, check us out on Twitch/IamPurePrime. I will have all the drops for you as well. We will be testing out on the PTS, and we will be showcasing the live stream whenever that goes live. Thank you very much for sticking in till the end. Like the video if you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form. And of course, if you're new here and or you want to be updated by the Division 2, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. Pure Prime out.